MTG Cards and Reviews. My name is Chris, and today is going to be the 10th of January, and we're going to take a look and see what's inside here. Had this for a couple of days now, actually probably a week or more, but I think there is a number of cards that I need to work on my completing out the basically like the Dark set, the Fallen Empires, Ice Age, that sort of thing. I also would want to go ahead and do a quick share here, though. Basically, we've got, you guys can see it that way for the moment, but actually I'll flip it this way because really, when I go ahead and make the change, though, we've got basically some sleeves with old Gnawbone, basically printed up on the back, though. Got this from the Your Playmat. I've been waiting on this for a while. It's where I got the old Gnawbone playmat back there, and also the Mina playmat here that you see kind of in the background, though. So I just wanted to share that. And you know, while we're at it, though, let's go ahead and give you guys a chance to take a look. I also picked up, had basically Mina done up as well, though. Mina Harker, and that's now. I did a little bit of a little bit of a color shift, though, with this one, though, to just try to see if I could get it to pop a little more, and it looks amazing, though. I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera, guys, but yeah. So those are some card sleeves that I picked up. I'm not quite sure whether they're going to be used in decks. That one might be used as a deck. There's only 60 of these, I think, so I might use these as basically in basically future handouts, though, giveaways, though, that sort of thing. So anyway, let's get into this, though, because otherwise this is going to be a long video. It's probably going to be a long video anyway. That basically cut it, though, because it feels like it's a rather full package, but I could be wrong. You never know. Well, I can tell you, it is definitely going to be a rather full package. So I'm gonna just leave those right there for you guys, and we'll just basically check here, though. Yeah, so basically a lot of these cards basically are going to fall into the Fallen Empires, and it looks like there may be some Ice Age as well, and then yeah, so that's probably safe to say that it is going to be mainly Ice Age, or mainly Fallen Empires, with a sprinkling of Ice Age, though, which is fine, because that is what I needed, because we needed to get the basically packs ordered, there for, or packs, basically you get the cards that we needed to continue to work on building out the Fallen Empires set, though, and then also we'll work on the Ice Age, and then turn our focus to some other sets from back in the time, though. Things like, excuse me, revised. Well, that one's going to be a tougher one, but things like Mirage, Tempest, Alliances, Homelands. So we're gonna go through here. We got Orcish Spy, Orcish Veteran, another Orcish Veteran. Now, one of the things to note, though, with Fallen Empires, order of the Trib, or the Triba. Leetber. Okay. So one of the things to note about Fallen Empires is that, okay, I picked up a couple of those, mainly for the art, but there's also another order of Letber. Because of Fallen Empires, with a lot of them, you'll notice, like here, the Order of the Ebon Hand. You got a couple of variations though. So not only did you have basically one particular card name, but they actually created several different versions of the card itself though. So the Ring of Renewal, Runes of Tokar, Sea Singer, Soul Exchange, Spore Clouds, so Phthalite. So as with having Phthalite Devour, has with having different variations though in each of the cards to technically complete the set for the Fallen Empires, you would ideally want to pick up each of the variations though of each card though to basically have the full set. Phthalite, Thalon's Chant. We've got the Thorn Phthalite, and of course, you know, it's the Fallen Empires. I mean, outside of a few of the cards though, most of the cards though generally are not that expensive though, even in light played to near mint depending on the card though, but it is as much as it is probably basically as much. Well, okay, so back in the day it was basically a set that was quite initially it was looked forward to, but as people got into the set and realized exactly what the set basically entailed or included though, basically how it played out though, it quickly changed people's viewpoint about the set, and over time that opinion basically has not changed though to the viewpoint on the Fallen Empires as a whole from the day. However, Thorn Phthalite, another Thorn Phthalite, as time has progressed though, and a lot of players have come and gone and come back though, you run into basically a nostalgia sense. So Thrall Retainer, so even if you may not necessarily care for the set though, a Thrall Wizard here, that completing the set or having basically a set though of the cards though in good condition though, that sort of thing, can be something to appeal to older players like myself though, where it's more of, you know, so the new cards like Fury from Modern Horizons to basically mythic cards though, and the artwork and the, you know, basically the scarcity or the playability of the card makes those cards so much more attractive though, that was the case. But with you know, Fallen Empires though, basically one was printed to basically to the point where the actual value was printed out though, and the cards themselves though, outside of a few cards, really wasn't that basically great though compared to what Revised had when it came out though, but as a game that was basically still kind of in its infancy, and basically it succeeded on the basically previous alpha and beta, the unlimited versions though, and doing a revise where they had taken some of the cards out of the first 3 versions though, out of the basically out of the alpha and beta unlimited or ABU type, if you want. Note that the revise still offered quite a bit of usable, quite a bit of power cards though, and then Fallen Empires was their first basically expansion that wasn't just a basically kind of a redo of the existing cards or deck though, and then basically trimming it down, taking out ones that were either determined to be too powerful, or were basically that there was a push not to basically reprint them. Torches Gates and Voldaren Mage. So that completes that. Basically card stack though. So this is going to be probably one of my longer videos though, both for the sheer number of cards that we're popping into and looking at though, that basically will complete the set though, and that will basically be put together, but also basically as we walk through these cards though, and talk about Fallen Empires in general. So we've got a Phthalite here, we've got the Phthalite Monk, and the Thorn Phthalite, another Tidal Flats, and there's a different version of Tidal Flats. So Valdevian Mage. So one of the things that of course once I get this all put together, I'll actually do another video for the entire set, just to show basically the variations of all the cards though. I also still need to do the art card series sets though. That's going to be something I'm going to work on probably here later this month though, to get the Forgotten Realms art cards done though. Valdevian Mage. So basically we're just going to take a quick read through this particular card though, for no other reason. So basically 3-drop, 1 blue mana, 2 any color manas, or mana. Then you get a 1/1 creature for that 3-drop. Basically now if you tap blue mana and tap the creature, counters a target spell if the caster of the target spell does not pay an additional 1 mana. Play this ability as an interrupt. So obviously this could be a way to counter spells. So if somebody's trying to rid you of a basically a better card, and they don't have the mana on board, or basically on their end, then you could basically use this option there to disrupt that basically that spell though, and save that creature for the next round. And Valdevian Mage, so basically same one, just a different art version of Dwarven Soldiers. Now we've got the Zalan Sword though. And then we've got Energy Storm. So Energy Storm's a 2-drop, 1 and a white. Okay, now this goes back and has, this is for my Sage though, so we're gonna basically set that into a new pile here. But this one introduced cumulative upkeep. Damage dealt by instants, interrupts, and sorceries is reduced to 0. Creatures with flying do not untap during their controller's untap. but cumulative upkeep basically means that every turn that this card or enchantment effectively is in play, though, you're going to have to basically provide or tap basically a mana. So, you know, for basically first, you know, 2-3 turns though that it's out, basically it's going to provide a protective option, though. It makes any flying creatures basically that are tapped, they don't get to untap, though, basically to come back to the battlefield as an active option, though. But that cumulative upkeep, though, at basically 1 mana each time is going to add up, though, and will eventually get to the point where it becomes too costly to maintain, or you're burning basically all of your mana just to maintain it, and at that point, though, you're not being able to do anything else. We've got the Folk of Pines, 2-drop with a basically 2-drop option to basically boost or increase the creature by +1/0 in a turn, although actually I don't think that's restricted, so, you know, basically you could, in theory, pump it up basically to make it, you know, basically as a 2/5, you pump it, if you got 6 mana available, 3 greens, 3 non-color or colorless mana, you could turn it into a 5/5 creature for the time. Dwarven Gloom, Sulphuric Springs. Now this is one of those lands. So tap to add basically a colorless mana. Tap to add a black mana to your mana pool, but you take 1 damage for doing that. Or you can basically tap it for red mana, but it also deals 1 damage. So, you know, if you had something to counter that, to basically offset taking that point of damage, it could be basically a useful card, though. Or if you need say, you know, the red to basically be able to do something with the, you know, basically throwing a spell or something, a fireball, or you know, or even an extra lightning bolt, though, then it might be worth taking the 1 point of damage to be able to actually make use of that. And we jump back to Fallen Empire's Armor Thrall. Another Armor Thrall. And then we've got our Basal Thralls. And we got our Dwarven Hold, though, which I don't know why I put. Okay, that was from Ice Age for Sulphuric Springs, anyway. Dwarven Soldier, Elven Fortress, another Elven Fortress. There's like, there's the other Elven Fortress, and there's like one more version of that. We got an Elven Hunter, Elven Scouts, Phthalite Priest, and we got our Pharaoh's Manta, and we got the Goblin Chagrin. And so basically a 1-drop, though, for a 0/2 creature. So basically defensive only. Sacrifice the Goblin to regenerate a target creature. So on the other hand, as you can see, this is actually pretty cool, though. So you have basically a creature that needs basically the benefit of regeneration to bring it back. You can sacrifice a Goblin to regenerate it. So Goblin Surgeon, effectively. And there's the Goblin Surgeon. He's obviously taken a limb from another Goblin to basically create the regeneration effect. And the Goblin that's in the back, though, looks like you know, he's already had one of his limbs taken, or he's going to be the recipient of that limb. One of two things, though. Fun little card, though. Love the artwork, though. Then we've got our Goblin Kites. Goblins are such... basically heroism, so the goblins are kind of funny little creatures, though, always doing, or basically being used as fodder, though. High Tide. So until end of turn, though, all islands produce an additional blue mana when tapped for mana. So 1-drop, instant, great way to quickly pump up your mana to basically bring out other creatures, though, or basically to do a bunch of things in a hurry. Hominid spawning bed. And we've got Icatian Infantry, Icatian Priest, Icatian Scout, Initiatives of the Ebon Hand, Necrite, Necrite, you see what he's doing with, either he's licking that blade or he's trying to, I think he's licking the blade, though, with his tongue. So, basically, this is a 3-drop for this. There, you guys can read on the pause the video and everything. But if Necrite attacks and is not blocked, you may sacrifice it to bury target creature controlled by the player Necrolite attacked this turn. If you do so, Necrolite deals no damage during combat this turn. So, basically, you can either hit the opposing player, or if it was commander back then, though, or used, you could hit the basically that hit them for 2 points there with this if they don't get blocked. But on the other hand, though, you could sacrifice the Necrolite and basically then bury the opposing player's creature, though. So if they just brought out their first creature, and of course it's got summoning sickness, so it can't do anything, but you know, they brought out something that basically is you know, going to be a major pain to deal with, though, then you know, then at that point you could quickly decide that, you know, basically if it was something, you know, like you know, either a very powerful creature, like a, you know, something that's like a, you know, 5/5 or 7/7, like our good old Gnawbones over here, you could basically decide that, hey, you know what, doing, you know, 2 points of damage, though, unless it's going to win the game or put you basically on the verge of winning, and you have something else that you can basically finish the person off with, then yeah, it's really not going to be worth the 2 points of damage. But to sacrifice this creature and then bury old Gnawbones as an example, that would be certainly one way to remove all known old Gnawbones from the field. We've got Night Soil enchantment there. Excuse me. We've got Orcish Captain. Yes, 1-drop. Okay. Let's see. What do we got back in? Okay, we got the Orcish Spy back in on the back, but okay. So, Orcish Captain. This is basically one of those cards, and you guys can see here. It's basically one that includes a flip option. So choose a target orc. Flip a coin. Opponent calls heads or tails while the coin is in the air. If the flip ends up in your favor, that orc gets a +2, +0 until end of turn. Otherwise, the orc gets a -0, -2 until end of turn. So, you know, you're going to need an orc that is basically a rather beefy orc, though. At that point, otherwise, yeah, you basically are either going to make that orc a little bit more powerful, or you're just going to make that orc dead. Alright, final package here. I have no idea how long this video is or how long it's going to be, but we're going to continue to move through here. We've got another Basil Thrall. That is kind of a creepy looking head there. We've got the Combat Medic, providing comfort. We've got Pharaoh's Zealot. We got another Hominid, or Homarad. Sorry, Homarad. Icacian Scouts. The Mind Stab Thrall. This guy looks like, I don't know, like he's off to, looks like he's a sneaky thing, basically off to no good. Spore Flower. Well, since it's black, probably really true that he's off for no good. We've got Dwarven Soldiers. And then we've got basically our Aerolip pile. Okay. Yes, an artifact though. Got another Armor Thrall. Another Basil Thrall. We got another Combat Medic here. And we've got Delphi's Cone. Sorry, Delphi's Cone. And we've got the Dwarven Ruins. Comes in to play tapped. Tap to add red mana to your mana pool. Sacrifice the Dwarven Ruins to add 2 red mana to your mana pool. Basically an option though, if you got something that basically is XX, where, hey, you know what? I can make my fireball, or I can make something like basically a 5-point fireball. But hey, wait a minute! If I sacrifice this, now it's either, if I wasn't including it though, then I could make it 6, but I can make it 7 though, and 7. If 7 wins me the game, well, shoot, I'll sacrifice, the ruins. Elven Lair. I got an Elvish Scout. I've got the Goblin Grenade. Ah, yes, Goblin Grenade. Sacrifice a Goblin to have a Goblin Grenade deal 5 damage to 1 target. That is a 1-drop. So you build a Goblin deck. This was always one of those cards to be included, though. At that point, though, so as much as Fallen Empires, basically value-wise, though, is not that great, though. There were some fun cards that you could do some really fun things with, and back in the day, though, it's just that. Basically the lack of some other cards though in the printing run, Goblin War Drums, is what really doomed it in part. Goblin Warrens, Hymn to Turush. Yeah, we got another Hymn to Turush, another version of the Hymn to Turush. We've got the Icacian Infantry, another Infantry, and another version of the Infantry. And then we've got the Icacian Money Changer. Okay, so the Money Changer is one of those cards that actually is a little bit, on the. Actually, I think there's another version of it too. So, a Money Changer deals 3 points of, and so it's a 1-drop white mana. Money Changer deals 3 points of damage to you when summoned. Put 3 credit counters on Money Changer at that time. During your upkeep, put 1 credit counter on Money Changer. Sacrifice Money Changer to gain 1 life for each credit counter on it. Use this ability only during your upkeep. So basically, you're initially going to take a 3-point ding for bringing the Money Changer in. However, assuming that he isn't, or the Money Changer doesn't get targeted, isn't a target and taken out right away, you basically get to put a credit counter on the Money Changer during your upkeep, though. And can sacrifice it to gain 1 life for each of those credit counters. So basically, if he sits around long enough, you can basically use it to use it effectively as a store point for basically life points. There's a Scout. We got the Acacian Store. We've got Mirror Sign. We've got the Mind Stab Thrall. This one is a much better version, I think, than the other one that I showed you earlier, though. We got another Knockrite, just a different version there. There's our Night Soil and another, basically, appearance. Here's another version of the Night Soil. The Order of Lectrub. Yep, and I love the little artwork there. You guys might be able to see. And then the one there. I've got the Order of the Ebon Hand. A Raiding Party. And the Spirit Shield. And then we've got a Spore Cloud to conclude. Alright, well, so basically what this really does is gives us our basically a large stock of the Fallen Empire cards that will be needed to go ahead and build out that deck, or not the deck, the why can't I think? Okay, so complete or build out the set itself, though. That's what I was looking for. So that is going to be basically coming up, though, to basically put those cards, though, into the basically the binder deck. Just a quick show. See, here's the binder, though. With the actual checklist, though, I've got one for the Dark and for Fallen Empire, or Ice Age, though. So I've got to pull these cards, though, put the cards in, because I have opted to change the way that I'm going to put the basically the cards in, though, for doing the binder series, though. And that basically is that instead of putting them in the standard sleeve, though, like that, or like these here, I am going to opt to go ahead and put them in the basically the perfect fit, though, and that way they'll sit much better in those binders. Also, because I ended up with when I basically was during the holiday season, ended up picking up some of these Titan Shield sleeves, though, for use as well. And as basically the case being I've then opted to make use of the basically the perfect fits to go ahead and put like the lands, though, other cards, though, that are going to go into the basically the binders, like the older cards that basically aren't going to be played with though, but are basically going to be put in the binders or stuff. That way I basically was able to swap these or put the perfect fits in and basically retrieve a bunch of standard size cards for use with other cards though, or other, you know, other storing of cards though, because I needed to figure out something to use the perfect fits with when I got them. And now that I've made that decision though, it basically makes a lot more it makes more sense, because now it gives me basically a good use for them. It also provides a good way to still protect the card, and that's what it is really all about. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Have a great day. As you will see though in a lot of my post videos that are out though, that are already published though, and ones that will be published like this one though, I have gone ahead and decided to basically open up or set up a Patreon account though, option membership though. Still toying with it and tinkering with basically the structure a bit though of what's going to be offered though. That may change here over time as I toy with it or tinker with it. But one of the things that that won't change though, at least not specifically though, is basically is a couple of things. That one is basically that depending on the basically the membership or the tier level though, I will be taking basically those funds though that I get from the basically Patreon membership though, and working to basically take a portion of those funds from each level though, and then take that money to basically be contributed though to basically at this point 2 charities though, effectively in part as a remembrance for my dad, basically one of those being the Wounded Warrior Project and the other being the Kansas Humane Society though, and I've got those basically they'll be mentioned though, and once we actually get started though, once I actually start getting basically some members though in the Patreon level, then I will be basically reporting basically each month though, or it might be, depending on where we're at, it may be basically it might not be each month though, it might be quarterly though, how much ended up getting donated though, basically to those charities though, because obviously if you know, if basically it's just going to be $1 though, that's really not going to be that useful. If on the other hand, you know, that all of a sudden I've got 10 people with Patreon levels that basically is amount to $10, then that would be, you know, then that's something much more substantial that I would then report though. But either way, essentially one of those things that I will do is post on the Patreon comments though, basically how much money each month was raised though for the charity from the membership though. So hopefully that will basically be of interest to people though, but then also you will find that beyond those options, or beyond that benefit though, in any of the tiers, I will have basically the option where you know, basically if there's an interest though, to do box breaks though, then we may look at that and record it though. If there is an interest to do other things, we could always talk about that. The other thing, of course, would be is that depending on the level or the tier though, there will be basically additional rewards, such as essentially getting packs open though, and those being sent out though. So that would be something that would be done, you know, here monthly though. Whereas my like random giveaway on the sub side though, and if you're a Patreon, you'd still be eligible for this giveaway. Those are going to be more of more holiday-ish though, or basically whenever I feel basically like doing a giveaway or something though. It's not something that would be done you know, with any sort of frequency on the sub site at this point. It's something more that you know, frequency wise would be set up for the Patreon side. So anyway guys, I've rambled on long enough here though. Oh yeah, the other thing that I will basically be doing though is that once you know I get subs though, Patreons, then of course you would basically see your member or your name listed at, you know, at the, you know, in a credit page. I may also tinker with putting the basically with subs up though as a option as well, more for a basically a thank you though initially, just for those who are subbed, but it would also be a way to do a basically kind of a test to see how that works though. It's in the in-credit sort of thing. But anyway, here I am still talking though. Okay guys, I think we're going to wrap this video up though. You guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, we'll keep on basically doing things though. We'll sketch in the next video. Have a good day guys.